Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. St. Mary wanted man captured in St. Anne. 28-year-old Chinloy Spencer, otherwise called Todo, who was featured on the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF Wanted Wednesday campaign, was captured during a targeted operation in Tri-State District, Claremont, St. Anne on Sunday. Spencer was wanted for murder in St. Mary. Reports are that between the 1:25 a.m. and 2 a.m., a police team went to Tri-State District in search of Spencer. The premises was cornered and searched. Spencer and another man were found inside a one-bedroom structure. They were both taken into custody. Police list person of interest in Railway Market fire. Detectives assigned to the Kingston Western Division have listed a man known only as Pepper of a Matthews Lane address in Kingston as a person of interest in the recent fires that took place at the Railway Market on Tuesday, February 22nd, and at the Oxford Mall in downtown Kingston on Saturday, February 26. Pepper is being urged to turn himself into the Denham Town Police before 12 p.m. on Monday, February 28, the police stated. Man charged with murder of Grace Kennedy driver. Detectives from the St. Catherine South Police Division have laid charges against a man believed to be involved in the murder of 30-year-old Grace Kennedy haulage contractor Leona Kimi Samon, whose body was found in bushes last Thursday in the Central Village area of the parish. The accused, Saddam Markan, also known as Trakas, a 31-year-old welder of Windsor Heights, Central Village, was charged with robbery with aggravation and illegal possession of firearm on Saturday. Samon's body was reportedly discovered with multiple gunshot wounds, a slashed throat, and plucked out eyes. The accused is set to make an appearance before the court in early March. Police seize homemade firearm in Linstead. A homemade shotgun was seized by the Linstead police during a snap raid along the Banbury Main Road in Linstead, St. Catherine on Sunday. Reports are that about 11:30 a.m., lawmen were in the area when the firearm was found on an open lot. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure, the police reported. Missing girl age 4 found alive after man and woman killed. A 4-year-old girl who was believed to have been abducted by unknown attackers who shot and killed her mother and injured another woman on Saturday afternoon was found abandoned on a roadway hours after the attack. After the shooting, she ran and was later found by a farmer on the same road, a senior investigator reported. The police theorized that the deadly gun attack on the woman was in reprisal for the shooting death of a man in the community during the wee hours of Saturday morning. The deceased have been identified as 38-year-old laborer Ian Jarrett of Spicy Hill and 21-year-old Hika Ennis of Boston, USA, and Refuge Trelawney. Up to late Saturday evening, the infant was in the possession of the Trelawney police, who indicated that she was not physically hurt. Meanwhile, the second woman, who was shot during the attack, remained in hospital in critical condition. Reports are that about 12:45, Ennis, her daughter, and another woman were walking along a lonely road leading to Spicy Hill to Refuge when they were pounced upon and shot by unknown attackers. The women were rushed to hospital, where Ennis was pronounced dead and the other woman admitted in critical condition. But family members and residents became concerned after the infant could not be found. However, while the police were on the crime scene, news broke that she had been located further along the roadway. To God be the glory, expressed a family member who was among the gathering that massed outside the tape crime scene. The shooting came about 11 hours after Jarrett was shot and killed at his home not long after he returned from a party in his community. Reports are that about 1:30 a.m., residents heard gunshots coming from the direction of Jarrett's house. The police say his bullet-riddled body was discovered about 7 a.m. by a family member. "I don't know why someone would want to hurt him because he cannot even walk without crutches," one of Jarrett's family members contemplated. The police say the attack was linked to an ongoing feud in the area between rival factions. It is believed that Jarrett was killed because he was labeled as an informer. A police source reported that Ennis was believed to be connected to a member of one of the rivaling factions. "We recently had a major operation in the Spicy Hill space in search of the individuals involved in an ongoing feud. Superintendent Carlos Rosa, head of the Trelawney Police Division, shared. The Trelawney Police Division has now recorded 8 murders since the start of the year, 4 more than 2 reported over the same period last year. The police reported that 17 murders were reported in the parish for 2021, 6 less than the 23 recorded the previous year. Trelawney, which tallied the second lowest number of murders across the 19 police divisions last year, was edged out by the parish of Portland, which ended the year on 15. Good going, Miss Elsie. Portlander Elsie Samuels, born on January 6, 1922, recently celebrated her 100th birthday at a small ceremony at her home. A graduate of the Fort Elementary School, now the site of Litchfield High School, she operated her own small business that was her main source of support for her family. She is the mother of 6 children, 3 of whom predeceased her. She has 13 grandchildren, 9 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. Affectionately called Miss Elsie, she had been a devoted and active member of the Christian Church Anglican in Port Antonio until she became a shut-in. She, however, gets regular visits from her priest, as well as the parish coordinator of the National Senior Citizen Council. Miss Elsie recounted that during her time attending school, I had to go home for lunch every day. I used to get rice, boiled yam, banana dumpling, and chicken, or anything else my parents looked after. A lot, she said, have changed since, calling the earlier days good. Robbery and murders did not happen like now. Children had manners in those days. They respected the elderly, as it took a community to raise a child. But these are so different now, she bemoaned. Apart from a hearing impediment, Miss Elsie continues to enjoy good health. Small businesses in pain. Economist says small business and medium-sized businesses form the engine room of a proper functioning economy. They should account for the lion's share of growth and employment and should be a snapshot of the economic health of a country. But many micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises in Jamaica tell tales of woes as they face numerous impediments in accessing resources that are vital for the efficient and profitable operation of their businesses. Key among these is access to finance. While the government makes capital available to MSMEs through institutions like the Development Bank of Jamaica and the Exempt Bank, getting access to the funds to some is like pulling teeth without anesthesia, and many small and medium-sized businesses say they are just not getting the money. The issue is of great concern to the Small Business Association of Jamaica, and Vice President Garnet Reid says it is about time the government acted decisively to help struggling entrepreneurs. It is very difficult for micro, small, and medium-sized businesses to access the financing that the government is trying to make available to us. Despite the fact that the funds are embarked for the purpose of helping our members, when they approach the banks or credit unions, the list of requirements that must be met makes it impossible for them to get loans. I am calling on the Minister of Finance, Nigel Clark, to step in and put some firm guidelines in place that reduce the burden on the entrepreneurial sector. We pay over $6 billion in taxes annually, and we provide the most employment. It is time for the government to see to our needs, Reid stated in an interview. COVID had made the situation worse because there has been a downturn in business activity and many of our members have had to close. For those who have managed to keep their doors open, they need some help, but they can't get financing because their books are not looking healthy. I don't know how some of our members survive. The business sector needs help now, said Reid, the managing director of the Caribbean Auto Sales and used car dealership based in Kingston. His sentiments are echoed by Courtney Cosley, CEO and managing director of Complete Construction, a 25-year-old construction company. His organization has been denied a loan on the basis that it is not qualified and is finding the current lending environment frustrating and crushing. It seems like only those who already have money can get loans. The challenge I face is not unique to me, and I have heard other business persons complain. It is onerous to access financing because if you don't have liquidity, what the bank requires becomes difficult to provide when you are in need of financing. There is a cost for accounting services and other steps that must be taken to provide documents. There seems to be a disconnect between what small businesses require and what they'll be able to provide to access finance. The template that is set is designed for large businesses, and the banks are using that to adjudicate against small businesses. Many persons have had to resort to using savings or borrowing from friends and family because, with all the fancy talk, everything is just stereotypical, costly noted. The Development Bank of Jamaica (DBJ) is anticipating the provision of $9.5 billion in loans to MSMEs during the next fiscal year. This is in addition to $6.24 billion in credit guarantees, US $24.4 million in equity financing, and capacity building support to 440 entities. General Manager for Channels, Relationships and Marketing at the DBJ, Edison Galbraith, admits that there are gaps in the system that need to be addressed. Over the last 10 years, over $40 billion have been provided throughout over 100,000 loans to MSMEs. We recognize that even with those kinds of numbers, we are still not reaching the entire market. We realize that there is a gap between lenders and MSMEs. Many of the small businesses or the perspective of the system is unfriendly, and so we have been working across the market with approved financial institutions, and we put in place dedicated lines to credit encouragement lending institutions to take on small businesses. We have officers at the DBJ to help bridge the gap between the lenders and the borrowers, he stated. One of the major challenges is for small businesses to provide strong evidence to support their loan applications, and we have over 30 services available to MSMEs to assist in that regard. We have a voucher for technical assistance program which provides a grant of up to $250,000 to anybody earning less than $75 million per year for help with things that are getting accounting software, business plans, and financial statements. We are not saying it solves the problem, but before a small business approaches a lender, they have an opportunity to clear up their operations, he added. There are over 600,000 trading as and businesses in Jamaica. Galbraith said nearly 1,700 businesses would have benefited and taken up the voucher assistance program, but that does not address the massive market that is out there. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.